Right, quick update on ICP. It's been about a week since we've covered this. We've literally just been trending sideways. But at this moment in time, it does seem like we are having a pretty solid move down. We're down about 5% on the day. And what I have noticed is, apart from the fact that you've just capitulated below the 618 fib, apart from the fact that you just came up to this macro, huge downtrending level of resistance. I mean, if we have to zoom out, you can see we've been stuck in a downtrend. Well, we've been in a downtrend for, basically the whole time that this got listed. But we've been in this descending channel since August of 2021. And the other day, literally 2 days ago, we came into it, we got a huge rejection. We also got rejected from the EMA ribbons on the daily time frame, and we are getting currently, at this moment in time, rejected from the 13 EMA. This is not a good sign. The whole time we've been in a downtrend, at least, obviously I say this all the time, but the 13 EMA is basically useless when you're trending sideways, but when you're trending down or up, it gives you a very good indication of when these trend shifts are about to happen. For example, we were trending sideways here, it was useless, we started to go up, this was good, and then you flipped it at $21, and ever since then, rejection at 17, rejection at 14, rejection at... Well, we came up to it. We actually came above it. We went to flip it. We went to backtest it. We failed the backtest. We didn't break out of anything of any significance. And now we're heading down. So it looks like this micro fib that we're running off is about to get invalidated. Basically, the last line in the sand is this 786 Fibonacci at $6.85. I'm seeing a lot of eminess all over this chart. I wish it was much more... Well, to be honest, I mean, I can draw something like this from here to here and then up to here, but it is very ugly, so I'm not going to be focusing on the M pattern breakdown. However, if you want a very clear cut, like undisputable one, then there's this micro one right here. If we do extrapolate the price target of this initial M pattern breakdown, you can see this can be bringing us all the way down to $3.31. Definitely not something you want to see over on ICP. I do think it is very likely that we keep on moving down. However, there's one thing I'd like to say. Like I said at the start of the video, we have been getting slaughtered underneath this downtrending level of resistance since basically August of 2021, and I think a lot of people are going to be waiting for the breakout of this trend line, and they're going to assume that it's bullish once we do break out. I want to just make a little quick segment to show you that even if we do break out, we're not bullish, and this is why. Let's say hypothetically we trend sideways or we trend down and we don't manage to break out of this for another 40 days. So let's say we just keep on trending down underneath this. Once we cross this segment here, we are in the minuses. So obviously, in the next 39 days, in the next 40 days, whatever it is, we are going to be breaking out of this descending trend line. If we don't break out, we're literally going to be at zero or minuses. So obviously, in my opinion, we are going to be breaking out. We're not going to minus targets. I do see something like this happening though, where we just slowly chop out and lose zero after zero after zero and slowly capitulate to zero. I think the market cap of ICP is absolutely ridiculous for what ICP actually is. At least in my opinion, a lot of people disagree with me, tell me this has got the best fundamentals in the world. I personally think this is basically like Luna 2.0. I mean, if you bought this, I don't understand how people are still bullish at this. I've seen people say that they bought this all the way up here at $600, $630, and they're telling me it's going to go to thousands of dollars. But it just seems like a pipe dream at this point. It doesn't seem to be happening. ICP is literally the most ugly, the most bearish, and the most disgusting chart. I do chart out of all the altcoins. Like I say, I really do just say how it is on my channel. I'm not the type of YouTuber who's here to try and siphon all the likes and try and make try and be the most agreeable character. I'm here to tell you the analysis that I see in the charts. Let's flip this over to the inverse scale. You can see this has been trending bullish its whole existence. This was your previous all-time high. We came down. We went up to the previous all-time high, consolidated underneath it, flipped it, back-tested it as support, and now we are in price discovery to the upside. Yeah, we're in price discovery to the upside, but this is the inverse chart. So we're in price discovery to the downside. You know, it's very, very black and white. I don't know how anyone's still arguing that this crypto is bullish. I do think that ICP is probably going to bleed out to zero. That's just my opinion. You can let me know what you think of that down below. But we're seeing a decent amount of volume stepping in. Really not a good sign. The last time we had a big engulfing bearish candle like this, we basically trickled because we bounced up a tiny bit once we were losing momentum, but once it solidified, within a week, within 2 weeks or so, we literally dropped another 53%. Am I saying that we're going to drop another 53%? Not necessarily, but I am actually saying, from what I predicted in the last video, that we are going to drop 74% down to $1.89. Where do I get this price target from? If we zoom out for a moment, you can see from this low of this Fibonacci up to this high, we've got two Fibonacci retracement targets. We've got the 1.618 fib right here. We will need to line this up a little bit because I fat fingered it. But you can see the 1.618 was coming in at $10. What did we do? We broke down to $10, closed the daily candle, and it pumped on the next day, came back down below it the day after, and then 2 days later we pumped up to it. Literally, look at this. Look how many touch points we've got in this. We confirmed it as resistance like textbook. We pumped up, almost made it up, and didn't quite make it up. So in my opinion, this 1.618 was perfectly respected. And, you know, after we were capitulating below the 786 here, I'm sure a lot of people, because this was what I was predicting when we were at $17, I was telling you, you know, we're going to come down another 40% or so. I've basically been bearish on ICP every single video I've made on it. You know, the only people who are winning the ICP chart are the people who are shorting this. No one who's ever bought ICP in the history of existence has ever been in profit for more than a couple of weeks. And if you did buy ICP at any point in time, other than this tight range, which probably constitutes maybe like 4 to 8 hours worth of data traded, then you are going to be in a loss for ICP. Before I do wrap up this video, like I said, my price target, we were predicting a 74% drop. It's now only about a 73% drop. Like I said, we've been trending sideways for the past 2 weeks, so there was not too much to update you on. If you're slightly more of a moon boy than me, you want a tiny bit more hopium, and you think that maybe we could be coming down to this M pattern before we do have a bounce, and then we might come down, then $3.25 is the target for you. This is the target for the M pattern breakdown. We've also got a micro 1.618 down here at $3.11. So anywhere between $3.11 and $3.28, just call it around about $3, just above $3. I do think we're going to be having somewhat of a bounce. Like, obviously I'm not saying that we're just going to go straight down like this. I've been saying, you know, we're very slowly going to chop down. We're going to hit micro price targets. We're going to have bounces. We're going to move down to macro price targets. And eventually we are going to weasel our way out of this downtrend. Like I said, if we keep on going down for another 39 days, we are going to be in minuses. So that's not going to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we do need to be aware that it is very likely that ICP does go down at least another 56%, and that is the conservative target. Wrapping up this video, 4-hourly EMAs. We had a fake out of the 4-hourly EMAs, and now they've just flipped back bearish after we've capitulated below them and got rejected multiple times. We literally bear flagged down from the EMA ribbons. You can see bear flag here. I'm not going to take the price target because I'm looking at these macro targets. But we literally bear flag down below the 13 EMA. We've flipped the EMA ribbons bearish. The daily EMAs, they really were never bullish at all. They've always been bearish. But to wrap up this video, I just want to finish on one last subject. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people that, you know, I may have rustled your feathers the wrong way by kind of beating on ICP, but it's a shitcoin. It's got a terrible, it's literally got the worst chart out of anything I've ever charted. And, you know, I just say how it is on my channel. If it looks bad, it looks bad. If it looks good, it looks good. I say it how it is. I don't like to sugarcoat things. ICP is literally the worst performing crypto that I have ever covered in my entire life from making YouTube videos. If you don't believe me, let's go back up to the top. ICP against Bitcoin. And this is what I think a lot of people should be quantifying against. Let's look up here. You know, ICP was once worth 5.5% of a Bitcoin. Let that sink in. 5.5%. That is literally ridiculous. And how far have we capitulated? We've capitulated 99.6%. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be saying, well, isn't the right time to buy altcoins when they're down 99.6%, and potentially if it's a good project. I don't think this is a good project, and there has been no period in time where this has been bullish at all. So if you are looking to trade this, unlike myself, if you are looking, let's see, I don't know where this is coming down to, but if you are looking to trade ICP, then for the love of God, at least wait until altcoins break bullish. You can do what you want. I'm just telling you what I think I'd personally do if I was looking to trade this. I've been saying this for all the altcoins, not just ICP, but bear in mind, I do have to let you know, ICP is the worst crypto chart I have ever seen in my life. From $600 down to like $6. This chart is terrible. It's a shit coin. It's garbage, and it is going to zero in my opinion. Like I said, I really don't like to sugarcoat things. I'm not here to be the most liked or agreeable YouTuber. I'm really here to tell you what I see happening in the charts. Integrity means a lot more to me than likes and views, so it is what it is. But like I said, the Bitcoin dominance is moving up. While the Bitcoin dominance is moving up, Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins. This is what we've been seeing with all of the altcoins, not just ICP. And to wrap up this video, I mean, do I even need to do TA on this chart? This is how ICP is performing against Bitcoin. ICP is, you know, like I said, this is a joke of a crypto. The chart is terrible, and we're literally bleeding out to zero against Bitcoin. Like I said, I don't mean to rustle anyone's feathers the wrong way, but I say it how it is, and this chart is garbage. ICP probably going to zero against the US dollar and Bitcoin. I don't mean zero in the literal sense of zero. I mean, it's probably going to like a couple of pennies, but in my opinion, in the short term, in the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month, it probably will be down here at $1.95. I literally remember starting to make videos on ICP in January. We were all the way back here, and I was making videos on ICP at $40, and I was telling people this is going down to, you know, $10, and then it's going to zero. And people were telling me at $40, you know, you're an idiot. This is the most bullish project ever. It's got the most bullish fundamentals ever. We've gone from $37 down to $7 since I've been covering this this crypto. So it's really not good. Just look at the chart. Like, for the love of God, if you're going to invest in ICP, obviously do what you want. At least wait for altcoins to be bullish, because this is how your altcoins are performing against Bitcoin, and it's not just ICP, it's all of them, but ICP is definitely the ugliest chart out of both the USD and the BTC pairs. That's all I've got. Like I said, market cap, in my opinion, is very, very overextended for what it is. There's no max supply, apparently, for ICP. All-time chart just looks like a real rug pull. So, RIP to anyone who invested in ICP. I do feel for you, but as always, not financial advice. Cowboy out. Best of luck. Peace.